Hi everyone, welcome to this slow-paced yoga flow. We're going to begin in child's pose, bringing the big toes together, knees apart, stretching the hands out in front and resting your forehead down on the mat. Taking this opportunity to be present and mindful, tuning into your breath. From here, slowly coming up onto the fingertips, feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders. And slowly walking the hands over towards the right hand side of the mat. Maybe noticing a nice stretch through the left side of the body. Slowly bringing your hands back to center and then walking them over to the left side of the mat, keeping high on your fingertips. Maybe noticing a side stretch through the right side of the body. Releasing the hands. Slowly looking up, coming into tabletop position with the shoulders stacked over the wrists and the hips stacked over the knees. Inhale, lifting the right hand towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle, bringing the right shoulder down towards the ground, and the left arm extends out in front. You might be feeling a nice stretch through the right shoulder here. Taking some nice deep breaths and allowing any stress or tension to melt away. Slowly release, pressing into the left hand, coming back through tabletop. As you inhale, the left hand comes towards the ceiling. Exhale, threading the needle. bringing the left shoulder down to the mat, right arm extends out in front. Maybe noticing a nice stretch through the left shoulder, releasing any tension in that area. Slowly release, coming back into a tabletop, extending the hands out in front, coming into melting heart pose, resting your forehead down on the mat. Here you might be feeling a nice deep stretch through the shoulders and the top of the back. Gently release, coming back into tabletop, coming into our cat-cows, inhaling to lift the chin, arching the back, exhale, bringing your chin to your chest and rounding. Inhaling, arching the back, lifting the chin, exhaling to round. You can do a few more, moving with your own breathing. Exhaling to round the back, inhaling to arch. Bringing the spine to a neutral position, tucking in the toes, and we'll come into our first downward facing dog, pressing the weight evenly throughout the hands, keeping a nice flat back, and pedaling out the legs, bending one knee and then the other, waking up the backs of the legs. Finding stillness in your downward facing dog, trying to draw the heels down towards the ground. Might feel nice to nod the head yes, shake the head no, releasing any tension through the neck. Inhaling to look forwards, walk the feet between the hands, coming into a halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhaling to fold. From here, we'll hold on to opposite elbows, maybe bending the knees slightly and swaying from side to side. Gently releasing the hands, bending the knees. Inhale, reaching the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhaling, bringing your hands to heart center for Samastiti. Preparing to come into our sun salutations, Surya Namaskar A. We'll inhale, raising the hands towards the ceiling. And exhale to fold. bringing the hands down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back, hands resting on the shins. And exhale, hands come down to the mat, stepping back into plank pose. Slowly lowering down the knees, untucking the toes, bringing your chin and then your chest down towards the mat. Inhale, coming into cobra. Exhale, tucking in the toes, pushing through the hands, coming into downward facing dog. Inhaling to look forwards, walk the feet between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bending the knees, drawing the hands towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands at heart center. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank pose. Lowering down the knees, the chin, the chest. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling to look forwards. Step the feet between the hands, halfway lift. Nice flat back, gazes forwards. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bending the knees, slowly rising all the way up, hands towards the ceiling, and exhaling for Samastiti. Inhale, raising the hands, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Lowering down the knees, the chin and the chest. Inhale for cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, raising the right foot towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, opening the hip, drawing the right foot towards the left glute. Inhale, looking forwards. Exhale, stepping the right foot in between the hands. The back foot comes at a 90-degree angle. And as you inhale, coming into warrior two. Arms in a nice straight line, keeping a nice bend through the front knee. Drawing the right knee slightly towards the right baby toe, keeping the hips nice and open. Gaze over the right middle finger. Inhale to straighten the front leg. As you exhale, reaching forwards, coming into triangle pose, the back of the right hand resting against the right calf or the ankle, left hand towards the ceiling. Arms in a nice straight line. On your next inhale, slowly coming back up into warrior two, gazing over the right middle finger. Flip the front palm to face up as you inhale, exhale, reaching forwards and back into reverse warrior. Your left hand can rest on your lower back or on your shoulder. Keeping a nice bend through the front knee, feeling a nice side body stretch. next exhale, we'll gently release, bringing the right forearm onto the right thigh. The left arm extends in front, coming into side angle pose. Trying to draw your right shoulder away from your right ear, avoiding hunching through the shoulder. Really lengthening with the fingertips, stretching through the side body. Gently release, coming back to warrior two. Windmilling the hands either side of the right foot and stepping back into downward facing dog. Feeling a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. Inhale, lifting the left foot towards the ceiling. Exhale, bending the left knee, opening the hip, drawing the left foot towards the right glute. Slowly stepping the left foot in between the hands. Back foot comes to a 90-degree angle. And as you inhale, coming into warrior two, arms in a nice straight line. Gaze over your left middle finger. As you inhale, straightening the left leg, reaching forwards with the left hand, bringing the back of the hand to the front of the left calf, right hand towards the ceiling. Arms in a nice straight line. Both legs are straight. Gently release, coming back into warrior two. Flipping the front palm to face up, inhale, reaching forwards and stretching the arm back, coming into reverse warrior. Right hand can rest on the lower back, or maybe resting the right hand on the left shoulder. Keeping a nice bend through the front knee, feeling a nice side body stretch as you reach back with the fingertips. Gently release. Coming into side angle, resting the left forearm on the left thigh, right arm extends across, really reaching with the right fingertips, feeling a nice stretch through the right side of the body. Drawing space between your left ear and your left shoulder. Gently release, coming back into warrior two, and windmilling the hands either side of the left foot, stepping back into downward facing dog. Drawing the heels down towards the ground, trying to keep a nice flat back, pushing through the hands, lifting the hips. Inhale to look forward, step the feet between the hands, coming into a halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Bending the knees, inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, sitting back into chair pose, raising the hands towards the ceiling, keeping the tailbone tucked in, and exhale to fold. Inhale for halfway lift, and exhale, stepping back into plank pose. Lowering the knees, bringing the chin and the chest to the mat as you inhale for cobra. Exhale, tucking in the toes, pushing through the hands for downward facing dog. Inhaling, raising the right foot towards the ceiling. And exhale, stepping the right foot in between the hands, keeping the hips square, bringing the back foot to 45 degrees. Inhale, rising into warrior one, keeping a nice bend through the front knee, hands towards the ceiling, keeping the hips square towards the front of the mat, gaze is forwards. On your next exhale, bring the hands down to the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Feeling a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. Inhale to raise the left foot towards the ceiling, and exhale, stepping it in between the hands. Back foot at 45-degree angle. Inhale, coming into warrior one, hands towards the ceiling, hips are squared to the front. Trying to keep a nice bend through the front leg. Taking a few breaths here. On your next exhale, bringing the hands back down to the mat, stepping back into downward facing dog. Slowly lowering the knees, coming into a child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, stretching the hands out in front and resting the forehead down on the mat. Taking some nice, deep, slow breaths here. Noticing the contact between your body and the ground, your forehead, arms, and your legs melting into your mat. Inhaling to look forwards, coming down onto your back, swinging the legs out in front, and tugging your knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug. Maybe rocking from side to side, massaging the lower back. Coming into a happy baby, bringing the feet parallel to the ceiling, holding on to the outer edges of the feet, drawing the thighs down alongside the body. And again, maybe rocking from side to side, massaging the lower back. Feeling a stretch through the insides of the thighs and the hips. Gently rocking from side to side. Then finding stillness in your happy baby. And gently release. Bringing the feet down onto the mat. And then the legs out long. Coming into Shavasana, our final resting position. Feet as wide as the mat, palms facing up. Closing the eyes. Allowing your body to rest into the ground. Taking some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Staying here for a few more breaths, allowing yourself to completely relax. When you're ready, beginning to wiggle the toes and the fingers, hugging in your knees, giving yourself a hug, rocking from side to side. And when you're ready, slowly coming up to a seated position. You could keep the eyes closed. Inhaling, raising the hands towards the ceiling, and exhale, hands at heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.